Mm, ooh, are you ready? I got an awesome show planned for you. But it's not planned, dude. It is impromptu. I got my man Izzy here from quarantine. That's right, guys. You see the open sign up there? Not only does that mean that here in the TSIME studios, we have open minds. Open mind. My mind open. My mind is open to anything. But also, we got a big sign. And you know what happens when you put an open sign up? People will come in. You know what I mean? When you leave your shit open, people coming in. You know what I mean? Like they getting in however they have to do it. Some people sneaking in. Some people snickering. Some people knickering. You got people knickering your knickers. You got people stealing your underwears out here. You got motherfuckers stealing your onion wares out here. No shit, bro. It's fucking serious. People coming in your house, stealing your onions, just so they can make some apparel that will cause people to cry. I don't know. I don't know if all that's true, but I do know one thing. My man's in the house today, and we're going to get right back at you. When I come back, you better be ready, because this guy, big. His shit is big, let me tell you, and he's going to hold it down. Watch. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Sign Me Up, because you know what? I think there's something in my eye. Anyway, I got a guest here with us today, Mr. Izzy Perez. Woo! Yeah, woo, dude, don't fucking, that's so narcissistic. Fucking wooing for yourself, man. Hey, he really loves being here, and he likes himself. You can kind of tell. Just look at that.
Just like, you just got to have fun, like if anything that this time has taught you is just like, it's time to really fucking laugh and joke around and shit like that and not fuck around and, like just get that shit out there, man. Like we got a bunch of extra time on our hands. We all fucking got extra time on our hands. So don't nobody fucking fake and pretend like you don't have extra time on your hands all of a sudden. And so, it's time to dibble and dabble, people, It's time to get out there. If you've been wanting to read that fucking book or whatever that shit is, you might as well fucking do it.
I always thought about that concept of extra time on your hands, and I was like, that's fucking crazy. We got time on our phones. Some people wear a watch and there's time on your hand.
Whoa, bro.
That's fucking crazy, man. I've been noticing a lot of people saying some weird shit recently. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, man. When it comes to times like this, you really want to start living and laughing more. And it's not like, it's not like nobody knows that, but it's something that
people have to be reminded and shit, like,
Right. We could be in the next few days, the next few months, like floating cold, dead carcasses through space because the planet blew up. Nobody's gonna be laughing and having fun then, right?
Might as well just fucking do it. Might as well,
Well, that's why I'm doing this. Actually, I'm trying to get people kind of recorded. Like, so if the cloud goes on after humanity dies somehow, like it gets like somehow organized.
I mean, they're gonna scan. It seems very likely that they would scan all videos. They won't be discriminate. They won't be like, who got the most ones? They'll just scan them all, right?
What do you mean, like aliens?
Whatever finds us floating our carcasses in the cloud and shit, finding us out there and shit, like it'll just they'll scan all the videos. It won't even check who got the most likes, or it won't even be like, oh, if you only got a blue check mark, then we're only fucking with your shit. It's just like they're just gonna hit everything. They just see it all.
I like to think all the aliens would be looking at all the different videos, and like there's so many videos out right now that for them it's like a long running thing. Like, oh man, I like this guy's videos. I like this guy's videos. You know what I mean? And eventually, like, I think it would take them forever. Honestly, there would be like cults built around certain people's videos.
I mean, it would only make sense. I mean, why do you think Elon Musk launched his shit? Because he's hoping they find his shit first. This selfish motherfucker. And they'll be like, oh, the king of men, Elon Musk, you mean?
I'll tell you what, man. I got this whole plan set up. All right. So this is a vial of my blood.
pretty fucking disgusting.
taken a while ago. But if you actually look
Pretty fucking
inside,
disgusting.
you can see the bubble. Like, it's actually liquid blood. I sealed it in wax, and it stayed this liquefied for a long fucking time. So I'm pretty happy with the result. It hasn't coagulated or anything like that. So my plan is to encase it in something like this. Now, this is actually not suitable. This is a fushigi ball, or a contact juggling toy that I only very moderately know how to use like a magician. But the concept is maybe a lead core, and inside of that lead is my vial of blood. And that vial of blood, which is now in here, can be shot off into space. Now, hopefully what happens is, I skipped a part. The outside part would have to be like diamond encased. Something that is impervious, and will make it
How would they
through
know
space.
there's something inside it?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not sure there's very many floating balls of perfect spherical nature in space. That's kind of what I'm going for. I'm going for them seeing something like this and thinking, wow, that looks nothing like this, which is something you would see floating around in space. This is a geode. It's been broken open, but inside there's a perfect vacuum formed, and that's how those crystals ended up forming the way they did. There's a perfect vacuum, so they were kind of protected. But this is kind of an idea of what something floating in space might look like. Definitely not something as beautiful as what I've put out before us as my plan. Now, if I sent that straight out into space, there's no reason to do that, right? Except for one reason. After our universe is dead, maybe, just maybe, this thing will make it to the other side, where somebody else with technology will see it, recognize that there's DNA inside, and decode it. And can you imagine if I opened my eyes in a new world, genetically grown as myself, reborn, but with these weird different lungs that breathe this air, like just a whole different me, but me. And then imagine how many other humans threw their DNA out there. So how many of them are there but me, right? How many could there possibly be that decided to do what I decided to do? So that's my little plan, right? As far as getting ahead, thought it would be pretty interesting. But I guess that goes to what you were saying about, having to live and laugh now, and possibly think about the future instead of us just living the way we're living, kind of just living for now. Were you prepared for this?
Hell no. Fuck ass no.
Tell me what's going on with your job.
I mean, luckily my job has stayed intact. It's just more like shit's just getting weird. So shit started getting weird when the kid who just started, who's been there for like 2 months, 2.5 months. I mean, even before the shit got serious, this is what, February, the beginning of February, he's like, fuck that. I'm not coming to work because I just don't feel safe, and I'm not coming back until I do. So that's when shit started getting weird. So we were already down a person now. We had already lost a person before, like a couple weeks before, because they started and they didn't work out, and then, they left. So we're down 2 people. Then yesterday, the front desk attendant, her husband tested positive for the COVID, and now she's in quarantine and she'll get tested. But the accountant and the assistant manager, they took their PTO days off because they're like, I don't fucking know. So today it was just me and the property manager, and lucky he's a cool dude and just kind of keeping me abreast of the whole situation. But the shit's just weird, man. It's just fucking weird, I'm going to work because I don't have a bunch of money fucking saved up, and I want to save my fucking spot. I don't want to get fired. I can. The government gives you 2 weeks, and then you can take family leave and shit, which will be my plan if I have to take time. But like, you know, it's like they're. I mean, you know, I'm not fucking shocked or surprised, but until something happens, it's like it's when they're gonna do something. So like, you know, we were going on a part-time schedule. Now they want us to come back full-time, so you know, we're pushing against that. So it's like this whole weird fucking thing, you know what I mean? And it's like,
sounds like you got a lot of pent-up feelings about this. Why don't you tell me what they are?
I mean, it just makes things fucking weird. Things are just fucking weird. You go to places and like just normal shit that you don't even fucking think about, like paper towels and all that shit. But even besides that, you like look at shit and like shit's not fully stocked. Like you can't Lay's chips. You didn't think that you cared that there were, you know, Lay's chips.
Right.
But there's only the fucking barbecue and the sour cream and onion.
Ain't nobody getting laid today.
None.
If you talk about chips, nobody's chipping in on that.
You want beef jerky? No, they don't got the one you like. They got the off-brand one. It's just weird shit. It's just all fucking weird shit.
Yeah, that's like a bunch of things they took away like one meaning. Like you can't have Lay's chips, but you could get laid, right? And you can't have beef jerky, but you could jerk your beef.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's so many things that we're getting reduced to, and all these choices that we're losing right now. We're just getting stuck with one or two options. But you know, as you were saying, go ahead.
No, it's just fucking weird. It's like, you know.
If you say weird one more time, I'm gonna turn the computer off and hit you with it.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's definitely. It's strange. It's, to me, it's unnerving, but I feel this strange calm. Like I feel like one of the few people who's like, while everybody around me is going, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" I'm just like, you can like and subscribe. You know what I mean? You can hit like and subscribe.
I mean, well, you've been talking about doing videos for a long time, so it now just seemed like the right time. And like, you know, I mean, it's just about taking and refocusing your energy and putting towards something you want. You know, if it's to get out there and put your thoughts out there and put it on wax and let the people decide whether, you know, you're cool or not or whatever. Hell, why not try? You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, absolutely, man.
You know, didn't the egg get like 1 million views? You know, doesn't, you know, I mean.
What's the egg?
There was some like mystery egg. Some guy got like 1 million likes of an egg on Instagram. You didn't hear about that one?
Whatever.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the whole point. The whole point that he did it was like, I think he put something out there. Get like this egg, see how many likes it can get. It got like 1 million plus hits. You know. Some guy named, I think it's like Little Froggy.
An egg.
Yeah. Some guy named Little Froggy on YouTube. He's a rapper. He has like 1 million something views. Like people you never heard of. So, you know, like.
Oh, I ate a frog before. Have you ever had frog?
I have not had frog. I have not.
Were you out there with me one time when I caught some frogs and cooked them?
I was there. This is a real thing. He fucking did it.
Yeah, they're easy to catch. And, you know. And that's kind of like another little metaphor for like what's going on nowadays. I used to sneak up on those frogs with a little flashlight, and like while they were dazzled, I would just grab them. Isn't that kind of what maybe like what they're doing to us now? They're dazzling us with like this one thing that we're all focused on, while they kind of come behind with their hand and just snatch.
I mean, it seems that way because one thought that was put on to me by someone else who was like an older guy, he was like, yeah, we'll just come and buy all the shit that is just fucking empty and like the rich people when all this shit is done. I was like, there is going to be a lot of stores and places that just, they ain't going to make it. They ain't going to fucking make it. There's going to be a lot of spaces. A lot of land, maybe, that will just all of a sudden just be up for grabs.
Oh, yeah. Remember Be Kind Rewind, that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, what if there's, like, a guy who the bank is like, we're gonna take it. And he's like, yeah, but I'm paying my bills. And then this happens. And then the bank gets to take it? Oh, my God. That's when I fucking hate capitalism, dude. That is when I fucking hate capitalism. Oh my God. But Jesus, you can be torn on subjects, you know. As a person, it's best to know what's right and wrong and not prescribe to a certain ideology. Because if you do that, you're going to be cutting yourself off from knowing what's right and wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's a tough thing, you know. It's like, you know, because people complain about all these corporations getting money and stuff like that, but you want a job to come back to when shit is almost said and done, right? I mean, seriously, you want a place to go back to, you know. So it's like it's a double-edged sword, you know. Like,
Yeah, you heard it from him, man.
it's tough.
Talking
Yeah.
straight to you people. And this is really your time, honestly. Like,
No, I
I'm
mean
on here every day. I want you to just go ahead. Sometimes I'll cut in on you because I'm an asshole. But I hear things you're saying and it makes me think of other things.
No,
You
I
know?
mean, like, there's all, you know, and everybody would have, if they had the button and they had whatever to reset everything, everybody would do a fucking different thing or do whatever special thing, you know. I heard something like, you know, like, what they should do is take the stimulus money and let companies close down, but give that money to the companies to pay the people that are supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, which sounds kind of like a cool idea that we all get paid to go home and they get reimbursed by the government. I wouldn't know how that works. I have no clue how economic and microeconomics and all that stuff works. So I don't know how that works, but that sounds cool. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, this motherfucker said, not only did he say economics, but he said microeconomics. Like, this motherfucker is suddenly bursting out with, like, a thesaurus on me and shit, man. You got some facts on you?
I ain't got no facts, man. Just it's all from the heart.
You just been using Grammarly?
You know, it spices up your fucking thing. You know, you type it in and it's like it tells you to remove that and all kinds of stuff. You know.
Right. Hey, like, don't say I wanna give it to you nice and slow because I like that. Just say I wanna give it to you nice and slow. I like that. Right? Like, because. Why do we ever say because? If I'm telling you something, you should know
It's
I'm telling you because of something. Right? What the fuck, man? You should just know already, cuz. Anyway, man, let me ask you a question, man. What you been doing on the side, though? Like, what's your so you go to work, and this is a thing. You've been working out. I've been checking you on the books and everything, seeing you putting your workout videos and stuff like that. Oh, I seen you putting like a bunch of sock videos. Like, you putting your socks up. You were like,
yeah, that was actually something that I was
Sock
doing for fun, you know, and then I had actually gotten a sponsorship and whatnot. But then, like, when you start doing it all seriously, it kind of takes the fun out of it. So that's what killed me about it, you know, because, like, at first I was doing the sock videos for fun and whatnot, you know, and then you get, like, a little sponsorship to do it, and then you got to kind of make it work, and then it's just kind of like it loses the fun to it, you know?
when it becomes work. I was just talking to somebody about that today, a musician. He was like, nah, I just don't want to do it anymore. It's just too much, like, work. It's too much work. I was like, bro, you are going to have to work your whole life, right? And you might as well be doing something that you like. And statistically, people who work hard at things they like make way more money.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I started to learn about some of these businesses because a lot of these businesses that were, like, starting up online were hitting me up and stuff. And it was cool to see, like, the digital marketing side of how some of these companies work and stuff like that and some of their ideas. You know, like, I've always digged the crazy sock thing. That was just something I've always liked. Even before people started doing the crazy sock thing, I always liked having crazy socks. And, you know, I mean, I just think it's a cool idea in the age of, like, digital marketing, how they were getting out there and contacting people and you know, trying to recruit them and seeing, you know, how they do that marketing. And, you know, it's fucking interesting. You know, it's interesting about, like, you know, if you have an idea for what you want to do, that it's very possible in this day and age to, like, get out there to the masses, to get out there to the people that are interested in the same shit you're interested in. So it's actually pretty smart.
Oh, absolutely. there's websites I've seen, and there's little little tutorials and how-tos out there of how you can take something that you think you know your friends will like, right? You're just staring hard at that camera, man. You're just like all eye contact to that camera. I'm like, I'm watching you, and it's distracting. I feel like I'm interrupting you and the camera like, at some points.
Sometimes it feels that way, but I've always had like that kind of relationship with anything that stares back and you can see your reflection. Like, I'm one of those people that always catches myself in the mirror. Like, hey,
there's a guy back in the day. His name was Narcissus, and he was looking at himself too hard, and he fell in the water. I'm not sure if a monster ate him or if he just fell.
I know that this isn't based on some kind of factual like folk tale and stuff like that. But, like, I mean, it's just, like, why people have always been obsessed with mirrors, like, because it just reflects upon back of us. So sometimes we feel like, damn, look at that handsome motherfucker right there. And sometimes you're like, oh, God, Jesus Christ.
Well, what we're witnessing now is literally camera shock. Like, if you've never seen yourself being filmed and recorded, you're almost obsessed.
Yeah, because, like, you never thought about that.
But here's the thing. When you look back at this, you're going to be just looking dead at yourself in the face. You're going to be like, I wonder what my face looks like from this angle. I wonder what it looks like when I'm talking to a person. You know what I'm saying? Like this, and actually, after a while, I've been doing this for 13 episodes. And I don't look at the camera anymore unless I'm really just like addressing the people.
No, but I feel you. But if I feel like I'm staring at you, then we can't be addressing the people. And then I feel like it's almost like it's intense if me and you are staring at each other and the camera's looking at us.
Yeah, we're not here to address those people. They're not supposed to be here. This is a conversation between me and you.
Do you want it to flip that way?
Well, that's how it's supposed to be. Earlier on, what were you saying, man? You had me fucking cracking up, bro. Just rewind a little bit. Remember beforehand? What the fuck were we talking about, dude? Cracking up.
I really I'm drawing a blank here.
Yeah, everybody, that's the way it happens. It happens like that every single time, man.
Because, like, the funny shit we be talking about is just, like, it never comes back up on camera. Because, like, I'm really trying to think about what the fuck we were talking about.
But we talk about all kinds of crazy shit, like we have conversations about racism, conversations about the ladies, conversations about just basic politics, economics, poverty. The list goes on and on, you know what I mean? What do you think is going to be the most impactful thing here? And who do you blame for all of this?
Who do I blame? I guess it's those people who believe in like that, like the people, the masses are like a nuisance, you know. And if a bunch of them just zap here, zap there, zap here, zap there, you know, that'll be whatever, cool.
Yeah.
No biggie, you know. That's who I think its fault it is. Those people. Those are people that are like faceless in a way, and that's why people I feel so anxious, you know, because it's hard to say who is exactly those people, but you feel like there's those kind of people, man, that wouldn't care if just on each continent, you know, just a bunch of people just
died. Yep, just got rid of a whole bunch of people, and you know what? It'll be better for us. People that actually, not only do they not really care about the loss of life, but they actually feel like it would be better for them.
Exactly. So those are the people, you know, and these people petrify me because like they just like they mortify me because like they're not people that just come out and say straight shit like that, but like, you know, well, they are the people that like kick the dog and shit when no one's looking.
What's your best guess on who started this coronavirus thing? Then what's your best guess on how it started? Because ranging from there was a guy who ate a bat, all the way to some pedophiles are poisoning our system and lying to us. What is the, you know, where do you?
I say it's somewhere. It's in the middle because the truths would probably seem more crazier than fiction, but yet the truth you probably couldn't make it up. You know what I mean? Like because I'm more of the like the Walking Dead kind of thing. Like we all have it really. That someone was like saying to me that maybe we've already always had this bacteria and it's just now engineered to get it because we all have a bunch of bacteria in our skin, in our gut, and all kinds of stuff, and we encounter a bunch of germs and microbes all the time.
Well,
So
in
it
this
could
day and
be.
age, they don't. We don't. Like in this day and age, we literally bleach every surface and like.
I mean, and that's very true. That could just be an end result that we've sanitized ourselves so much that there's shit that's probably that we may have been exposed to that we probably could handle, but we just don't because we don't play in the dirt anymore.
Watch. They can't see you. I mean, you want to see you, right?
Yeah.
You want this guy with his beautiful, I would say, Michelangelo-esque facial structure. Dude, I'm serious. You look at the only word I always think of is Don Juan. This thing is a fucking Don Juan, man. Like Jesus Christ. And what did it take? Hey, let's talk about your journey.
I mean, my journey, man. I don't like to rehash it, especially since I've gotten a little chubby in the quarantine. But I started at one point. I was 300 pounds, and I was just trying to figure out how to do something. So my buddy inspired me. First, I started with home exercises because, like,
Who's your buddy?
this guy right here.
Oh, okay.
This guy right here.
Yeah,
I'll say it's part of the story. So, he did inspire me. So what I did was started with home exercises because at first I really just didn't want to be seen. Because like when you go to the gym and shit, the most intimidating thing is to see, some big ass motherfucker come up and grab the biggest weight and start doing that shit, and you see people who can like run like 6 miles and shit like that, and you're like people doing like handstands and all that stuff. It's really fucking intimidating.
Handstands. Jesus fucking Christ. Damn.
Like I said, straight going, like holding handstands, and this shit is intimidating, man. This shit is intimidating. So, I did the home exercises and I did intermittent fasting. So I went from 300 to about 240, something like that. Like, and then
And that was just from doing intermittent fasting and
home
workout.
and home workout, doing that 3 hours, doing that hour a day for 3 days a week.
1 hour.
Intermittent fasting, and then when I got down to 240, I started hitting the gym, and I lost the other.
What gym did you go to?
I'm very fortunate. I'll say that I was very fortunate in my journey that my job has a gym and I use it for free. So I'll say by discretion that I'm lucky. How I do it is that since the gym is already there where I work at, I bring my gym bag with me, and when I just get off work, I go to the gym. So I get it that it's more built in for me and it makes it easier. Now, I'll say anybody who's struggling with it, that you just got to find your routine. Whatever that is, it's yours. You just got to find it and make it work. Because results are results are results. So, but
Yeah,
then
yeah. Hey, man, like, I just want to point out that, like, that's one of the best things you can do is have a fucking gym or something at your job, bro. If you can find a free gym or a free place to go to, that's the fucking kicker. And there's actually a bunch of free ones you can go to. I think every community has got, like, little things like, I think if you go, Chinkapin around the Alexandria area, you can go there and swim and work out and all that shit, play racquetball.
yeah, it's for like a discounted price and whatnot. You can find it. You can go out there and find it. Your local community center always has some kind of package or deal going on.
You want to pay a little bit. You don't want to try to find, like, you don't want to just get free shit because you got to show a little commitment.
I mean, even look, Planet Fitness, the $10 a month for the basic equipment is even good enough. You know, like
$10. Everybody's got 10. Well, maybe
so,
not everybody, but a lot of people
like
got 10.
you'll find a way if you want to. So, you know, you just got to find your way, and even if it's just at home, an hour a day, you know, like you can find it. YouTube is a great resource. You can find it for men, women. You know what I mean?
Well, we want them to look at this video. What did you do while you were at home? What was your basic rundown routine?
So I had an hour routine. The first hour was this elastic band routine that's for 30 minutes that burns about 300 calories, and then I would do stretching for 30 minutes. So that would be my hour of exercise, and that's what I did for 3 days. You know, every other day. Did their intermittent fasting. Don't eat nothing till about 11. Stop eating around 8 o'clock, 8:30. Watch what you eat. You know, eventually it becomes easier. You know, it's about doing a lifestyle adjustment. You know, some people can do that drastic thing and make that lifestyle change. You know,
Sometimes lifestyle adjustments just aren't as easy for certain people.
oh yeah, we got to stop rocking the camera. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just trying to vibe with you. I'm just saying. Sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I wish I had like a
adjustments
I wish I had like a typewriter.
exactly
Maybe
big
if
for
we just had
some people.
a typewriter that didn't have no paper in it, and maybe I could just whenever I get like animated, I could just.
No. I noticed you were like, to go to the barber shop and get something to eat because they have.
I know.
at the barber
I don't
shop.
know why my hand turned into the thing. Remember from the Addams Family? Just
Right. That giant was just like wants to be in on it. Your hand's like, me too, bro.
right.
Hey, it's not just faces over here. Why are you being racist? You know? You being facist over here. We got fucking hands and fingers. These guys, they hardly ever get any play. Well, mine do because I'll be playing guitar. I'll be stretching my fingers out and working them and showing them off. Kind of like, my fingers are nudists. You know what I mean? Yours seem to kind of want to get into that too. You play any instruments?
No, I wish. My grandma tried to teach me guitar when I was younger, but I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, guitar's not for everyone. But you ever like try any other kind of instrument?
No, I've been told that the bass is a little bit easier to do, and you know, part of me just has been thinking of just doing it. Just go get a bass or something like that, and just fuck it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
If not, I'll just have a kick-ass bass that just might be just sitting there, or you know, I might be able to kick that funky bass. I mean, who knows?
well, I think it's just important to be able to have a artistic outlet. If you don't have some kind of musical outlet, you won't be able to. I don't know. There's certain things you have to let out that until you've let it out in that specific way, you won't even know that it was pent up. You know what I mean? Like you go ahead and write like a nice song, write a poem, paint a picture, put your all into it, and when you're done, be like, there's a feeling you get. You know what I mean? That really just, well, you don't know what I mean because you said you don't do that. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you're going to go all the way and you're going to better yourself, right? Nobody stops halfway. You know, and this is one of the things I was saying to somebody about going into music or going into something else. I was trying to figure out what to do with my life. What's the new next step? I want to do something new. And then I realized, like, dude, you've literally been slacking on the one thing that you worked all your life. Not all of it, but I've put the most time and effort into music. Why would I just stop? That's like walking like 3/4 of the way and then turning around and going home. It's pointless. So now, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and do as much as I can until I drop. But yeah, along the way, I'd like to bring people along, try to get them up, try to, you know, give them a place. Even right here, you've got sort of an expressive outlet. You know what I mean? I don't know how to exactly explain it, but art can be made in many different ways. Batwing soup.
Batwing soup. They put it in with the leeks and the garlic, and they put it looked like plantains. And
Oh my god, it looked almost delicious.
almost, almost.
Except when you saw the tiny bat skulls.
Well, I just the little wings, those little like. I couldn't imagine that skin in between the wings be like real tasty. And
That's the part that they eat the most.
I know. I would have. Oh, you know, and it gets like two little joints hanging out of it, and then they got little fangs like. Ah.
Yeah, well, nobody should be eating anything anymore. We should all learn how to get all of our energy from the sun, like plants do.
Photosynthesis.
Yeah, we'll do that. Man, this guy, man, I'm telling you, he's got Grammarly on his phone and he keeps peeking at it. But
I have it under the table, so I'll just kind of like it just.
photosynthesis, isn't that like an oxymoron? Isn't photo like synthesized? Isn't just a photograph synthesized reality?
It's like going deep into it.
Yeah, I mean, photosynthesis. Well, that doesn't make no sense to me, man. How come they ain't got no cameras? They ain't got no synthesizers. They don't have anything they need to do photosynthesis, but they're out there
Could you imagine?
rocking it.
Could you imagine though if plants could take pictures and they had synthesizers on them?
You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers would definitely be wearing off-white belts. Have you seen the total different collections of different crossover clothing that's coming out that's like a new thing?
Yeah, that's like they'll have like Supreme Air Forces and like Louis Vuitton, Greg Jabot something slash something Jordan slash whatever. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got that crossover. Walmart, Kmart crossover. They did a thing,
Yeah, I mean, shit. I got an Ocean City Supreme shirt, so
I think it was like Canyon River Blues and Structure crossovers. Man, that joint was tight. It was like a pair of
Right.
pants. Got that fucking got that air. Oh, do you see the crossover, the Airwalk XJ900 crossovers?
God, that would be fucking amazing though. The dress would be dope though.
Yeah, they actually would.
The Shaq, man.
I actually
The Shaqs meet the XJ9s.
there's only one pair of shoes I would buy online, like an old pair of shoes, and I would pay money for. The old school Pro Wings, the blue on white Pro Wings with the tag on it that says Pro Wings. That's what I fucking want. I don't even fuck past that. Actually, I'm not gonna name the brand, but there's one brand of shoes that I buy, and I buy it like a madman. I've bought like so many of them, and because I wear them out, it's not like I constantly am buying them. It's just I wear them out so much that I go buy a new pair. But for some reason, once I find a certain thing, I don't want to stray from it. I don't want to have a bunch of different styles. I noticed, man, you like literally dress. You have to dress in like a suit to go to work, right?
Yeah.
So you have to spend money on a suit. But not only that, you can't wear the same suit every day.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, for men, it's a little bit easier, man, because, our shirts, our belts, shoes, ties, those are all the accessories, and you guys just got to learn how to switch all of those things, man.
Yeah, but people notice that.
Yeah, you're right, and you're right. And, like, every now and again, you do got to freshen it up, man. Got to freshen it up.
I have a horrible problem with that. Like, I was so obsessed with it that I decided to go literally buy, like, a bunch of the exact same thing and only look the exact same way from now on. Like, until, like, I guess one of these days, man, I'll tell you what, guys.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying, though, because there is certain things for certain people. Like, I was watching. I know. Have you watched The Tiger King on Netflix?
Yes, I have. But hold on a second. I was going to say something. I was going to say that if I can get 100 subscribers, I'll change this whole thing. I'll go from dark to light. I will. I'll go from darkness to light. That might make people not want to subscribe because they want to keep me dark. We'll see. But I'm putting this out there, man. If I can get 100 subscribers, I will remove the darkness, and I will show you a whole new side. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
But anyways, like I said,
the Tiger King?
The Tiger King. The guy, Jeff Lowe, with the Oakley hat. You never trust a 50-year-old. Any dude over, like, 40 who wears an Oakley hat is not to be trusted. So especially if you see 50 and above with an Oakley hat on, not to be trusted. There's no way. That is what gave it away for me.
I mean, well, here's the thing. I'm iffy on guys with mustaches that go down like that. And I'm iffy on guys who have, like, super blonde mullets. But when you put the two together, that really fucks me up. But that really wasn't... My favorite character in The Tiger King was... And believe me, I don't know the names, but I do know the story.
Yes.
And that, I guess... He's in the... They put him off as kind of like an accountant. He was the big, fat...
The guy who was like, oh yeah, technically I'm a libertarian, so fuck the feds.
Yeah. And he ended up, like, flipping on everybody, and then he drove a fucking a jet ski.
Oh, no. You're talking about the live Chucky doll.
Yeah.
Now, that guy was hilarious.
Live Chucky doll. Yeah, exactly. That's him.
Oh, yeah, that was the most... that guy, because my thing that killed me about him was that he was definitely a guy who had to open up a strip club to see some pussy. Because he was just an off-putting motherfucker, man. Like,
yeah, to open up a strip club just to see something.
Just to see something.
Damn, man. That's fucking crazy.
And I don't knock the hustle. Because, I mean, I think every man's secret dream is to own a strip club. Like,
I missed so much in that show. Like, I watched all of The Tiger King, okay? But somebody said, oh, a guy killed himself on The Tiger King. And I was like, what? And then I had to research it. And then I saw there was like a little clip of it. Then somebody was like just now, you're like, oh, that guy, Chucky, opened a strip club. Really? Now I'm gonna have to go research that again because I don't remember.
No, so that's how that dude came up on whatever scene that he's living at in whatever bumfuck town.
Yeah.
He's the strip club owner there, so he has a strip club and something else, and that's how he kind of got in the game.
How do you get the money?
From the strip club.
How do you get the money to open the strip club?
He was a skeevy ass dude.
Because I'm telling you, he's that guy who at the end of the day was like, it was my stapler.
Yeah, definitely that
dude.
Definitely that dude. Because like, what was his whole angle? Was like, yeah, dude, I got you the deal, so that's why you should let me come in on the zoo.
Right. He wanted to be he wanted his name on the zoo. I think he wanted it to be like in his honor.
Yeah. So like, I kind of feel like that was a weird hill to die on because like everybody's gonna be like, fuck off.
Right. It's always crazy to die on any hill because you never know where you're gonna end up. Right? You die on a hill, you're just gonna start rolling
down and.
I mean, I guess you'll know you'll end up at the hill, but what if you don't, like, you might not get all the way to the bottom. You might roll and start gaining momentum and go really fast. How big is the hill? I'd rather not die on a hill. I'd rather die by self-asphyxiation. Like, what is it? Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Just like you tie yourself to the fan and then just get caught up in the fan.
Yeah, well, that's just self-asphyxiation. I'm talking autoerotic asphyxiation, where you're like whacking off.
And that's what I'm saying.
And you get to bust a nut, and then like, yeah. Whoa, what if like you put that shit in the fan, turn it on, and it starts getting tight, and you're like, okay, here we go. You're like, oh god! Like,
it's like
you're just spinning in the air.
It's like a game of chicken between you and the fan. It's like, oh, who's gonna stop? Am I gonna pass out first and bust a nut, or are you gonna?
Is your motor gonna give out? Man, I just had sex with a ceiling fan. Let me tell you, man, ceiling fans fucking freaked me out, man. I was at this guy's house once, an old friend of mine, and his ceiling fan was like going.
Oh, one of those where they like just loosey goosey kind of ceiling fan.
Dude, it was like tapping the ceiling on each side, right? And then one day, sure fucking enough, while everybody was over at the house, I think it was because there was a lot of kids in the living room making it shake or something. That ceiling fan came down, bro, and it hit this kid. Oh my god, I still remember his name. His name was Steven, Redhead Steven, and he got hit with that ceiling fan.
And got fucked.
Bang! It was spinning coming down.
It fucked his ass up.
It hit him and flew off to the side. And he just was like, ah! And like, oh my god, it was dude's brother who lived there. So now actually, they were lucky it wasn't another kid's kid that got hurt, right? But fucking, he jumped on him, dude. It was like, Ricky. It was fucking horrible, man. Like, the scene. Everybody went absolutely apeshit. I'm like, I'm never going to trust a ceiling fan again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shady ass ceiling fan.
You know what I mean? Being over at other people's houses is always fucking. Always something goes on at other people's houses. You never really want to go in somebody else's domain. We both live in the same place. Relatively speaking, so.
Yeah. He's my heterosexual life partner.
Oh, man, that's, Oh, heterosexual? Okay. Not homo. But, yeah, one time I was actually at a friend at a trailer court, and we had been shooting a gun in the trailer. But what we were doing was, it was a shotgun, and we were cutting off the buck part, taking all the buckshot out, and just leaving in the charge, and just pointing at each other, and just pulling the trigger. Boom! And it just felt really crazy to see like a gun pointed at you, and the flash like directly at you. Like, that's what you see when you get shot and die, and we wanted to know. We wanted to see that. It just, But after we were done playing, he was like, okay, well, Dad's gonna want this thing to be where it's supposed to be. So he reloads it and puts it back up on the shelf. And we're all just going about our shit, we're having fun that day. It was actually a visit to their house at that time. And we're back in their trailer. And I'm sitting there and I pulled the gun down again. Right? And I'm like just playing with it. Just playing with the gun. And all of us go in the bedroom to smoke a J. And I hop on the bed and I'm sitting right next to my friend where you're at. And I've got the shotgun like this, okay? And boom! That shit goes off. Holy fuck! I drop it. There's only one round in the shotgun, mind you. It's a single round loader. You got to take it out and put it back in, right? But fucking boom! Next thing I know, dude, I swear to God, I thought I was dead. I thought I got shot in the head because I saw this beam of heavenly light come down on me. A beam of heavenly light shone down upon me, and I looked up into it, and I heard all my buddies, and the guy whose room it was, he just started cracking up because he was stoned. And I look up, and the beam was coming from the hole I blew in their trailer. When you live in a trailer court, you already don't got a home.
And for some asshole to just blow the roof off of it.
Oh, dude. We went outside, and the guys that were sitting right across the way drinking were standing up and looking over. And they were like, what'd you do? The whole roof flipped up. Because there was like a metal part on top, too. And that thing just flew off to the side. Couldn't believe that happened, man. If my friend had been...
any closer,
or if I had had it down like this, I didn't pull it on purpose. I accidentally pulled the trigger. It just was really easy to pull. A well-oiled gun. But, man, I could just imagine having blown my friend's head off.
I know, just like casually just...
Dude, man, your head looks straight like a spaghetti plant. Right? I am Groot. God damn.
That nigga, you know how like the Play-Doh made the moon joint and you could push it through?
Who? God, man.
So that's how to be.
Well, you know what, man? We've let these people suffer long enough with our tantrums. I'll have you back on again. I promise, man. We'll do this again.
We'll do this again.
Once we all get back to our quote unquote quarantine. Yeah, I'm quarantined too. Then I go outside, I do whatever the fuck I have to do. Then I come back home and I'm like, man, it sure does suck to be in quarantine. Oh, right? Whatever, man. It doesn't suck. It's a vacation for everyone. The only people it sucks for are the people who are truly scared and sitting at home in quarantine right now, which, believe me, most of the people who are telling you they are, they're not. You know what I mean? Like, I tell you the people that should be the most scared of the coronavirus, the people that are out working in it every day. Like my man here, he's out working. Jahan, who comes on here, by the way, he works too. I only bring on guests who are vectors for the coronavirus, who've been out in the field. I'm conducting an experiment. Like, let's see how...
Yeah. Hopefully I have the antibodies in me already.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of, ever since you sat down, I've been feeling a little, like, tingly. It's almost like I can feel the fungus
just like growing on
going
you.
into my brain, kind of like roots.
I always just imagine that the Rona is just on you, like it all just...
Right? Like the corona is holding you. It's got little hands. It's like... on the side of you and he won't let go. He's holding on tight.
I just imagine. What was Stallone's movie, Cliffhanger?
Yeah.
you see the cover of the movie where he's just like hanging down, like that's how I always feel like the Rona's always like trying to.
Right. Have you seen the movie Gravity?
Yes.
Remember when Sandra Bullock's like flying through space and she's just hoping she can grab a hold of something?
Yeah.
That's what I think the corona's like. And he's flying, like if you sneeze some corona out,
yeah,
he just goes in the air and he's like, ah! And he's like, he sees people way over there, but he's just slowly going to the ground and he's like, no! I think that's what happened, man. And if any coronavirus gets in me, because I smoke so much, it will literally be like the La Brea tar pits. He's gonna land and just be like,
I think it's gonna get turned into a fossil and shit.
Right. One day they will find corona fossils inside of like my lungs and shit. Anyway, man, that's enough corona talk. I really don't like talking about corona.
Nobody likes it. Like everybody kind of wants to be on that side. Like I want to be on the side where it's just a big hoax and everything like that. You know, like I just.
Well, it's almost the same concept as wanting the economy to fail just so that you can get a political end. And it's like, oh, a lot of people want there to be a virus in a way. I don't know exactly how
well, and then it goes
their
back
mind
to,
works. But
well, that goes back to the same people that would just like want people gone.
Yeah, and there's, you know, I think if a lot of us people here are honest with ourselves, I think a shit ton of people would be like willing if they knew it wouldn't be them and their loved ones.
Very much so.
I do believe so. I believe that a lot of people, as long as they knew it wouldn't affect them very hard, and they thought, wow, then there will be like 4 times the resources for everyone. Like, I don't know, man. I think everybody's got the wrong idea, though, but somehow I just see people being really greedy. It's like this whole coronavirus thing has got everybody in self-isolation inside of, but you're inside of a little tank, and the air comes in, and you're trying to grab all the money you can. You know what I mean? While, like, the money's flying around you, and you don't know what you're getting. Like, hopefully I can just get
hopefully when you're left
shit.
over, there's left over.
Right? Like, when the air stops, you can't duck down and grab any. You just have to stand there, whatever you have in your
hands.
hands.
And you can't use...
Right? No, people would be, like, stuffing it in their arms, trying to just hold a pile of it. And at the end, they're like, did we get anything? Fuck, that was pointless. Hopefully everybody gets some money out of this situation. I just want my job back and a little bit more job security. That's it.
Don't we all, man?
Well, guys, at that, I'm going to thank Izzy for being here. Hey, man, what's your social media platforms, man? What's your Facebook?
On Facebook, I have no clue how to find me on Facebook. I really don't know what that is, but my Instagram is King Izzy 87.
King Izzy 87 on Instagram. Are you on Twitter?
No, I am not on Twitter.
Oh man, haven't gotten too many people with lots of plugs. That's good for me. I don't have to listen. I don't like listening to people talk. I'd rather be the one just talking. How many times I wanted to cut him off. I will say one thing. Kind of reminded me of your uncle in a way when you were talking like really fast. Just the fast part, not the attitude and everything. Just the speed. It's interesting how genealogy works. Anyway, we'll talk about that next time. Guys, I hope you have a good night and, you know, make yourselves useful to each other and don't just sit around and bitch each other out.
I hope so, because, you know, I've been hearing about a lot of, like, couples being mad at each other and shit like that. And that's not cool, guys.
That means it just wasn't meant to be.
Just
Bye.